inside of the air cleaner on these cars, there is like a vapor separator thing that's supposed to make any blow-by gases separate the oil out and return it to the crankcase, and then that vapor, that crankcase pressure, gets sucked into the turbo and burned, and away it goes. Well, I took that and filled it with like stainless steel pot scrubbers, you know, the things that you use for cleaning dishes, like scouring things, because I had heard that that would help increase the amount of oil that it would catch, and it would prevent it from filling the intake with oil and clogging stuff up. And I believe that now that has clogged up and I've got excessive crankcase pressure. Let me show you the reason why. I started the car the other day looking for a different issue and noticed that I was getting bubbles from my crankcase breather vent tube that goes over to that oil separator thing, which isn't good. So let me show you what you've got to do to pull this oil separator apart, and we're going to inspect what's going on inside. A few basic tools here: 10mm wrench, screwdriver. I've got some rags and an empty can of brake parts cleaner. Almost empty. This is basically just to make me feel better that I'm going to be able to actually clean something once I've got it apart, but let's be honest, I'm not going to clean much with that. So we're going to have to pop this off, slide it to the side, get our 10mm, take off this center here, set that to the side, this off. Now with this open, this is our oil separator thing, and as you can see, I got a little bit crazy with the RTV when I put this together. So this tube is supposed to direct the vapors into the turbo, and this is the inlet, and it is brim full of oil and schmoo. So that's not doing us any favors. So let's take and pry these little locking tabs. There we go. See, this is supposed to be like a centrifugal oil separator, that it pulls it in and it gets a spin going. And adding all of this stuff like I did is probably causing me more trouble, because that was restricting our airflow, which in turn just made it not really very effective. So I'm just going to put this back on just like it was. May have to get some pliers or something to pin these back over with. Maybe I can do it like this. All right, let's put our air cleaner back on. Put that back on. Now we're back together factory form. So let's see if that helps. I've been driving my W123 around for a little while after removing the pot scrubbers from my air cleaner oil separator thing, and it seems like that has solved the issue that I was having. We're getting proper flow and everything through there, so hopefully that has cured the issue by correcting my mistake that I made years ago by putting them in there in the first place. So I guess the engineers had something on that. They designed it in a way that it worked very efficiently, and I thought I could do better, and I was wrong. But that's not always the case. Sometimes we can make improvements, and hopefully this has been useful for you so that you can see, you can open that thing up, get in there, make sure it's sealed around the lid in order to get your oil vapors and liquid oil back where they belong. I've also seen the check valve at the very bottom of that oil separator tube where it goes into the oil pan. Those check valves sometimes will stick or cause issues, so it's something worth checking and inspecting every now and then. But hopefully this has been helpful to you. Thanks for watching.